Hello, everybody. Welcome to Firestorm 2014. SketchCraft. SketchCraft Firestorm 2014. No. Welcome back to Let's Copic Spider-Man 2099 Part 2. Brandon should be joining us shortly. I had to run to the post office and drop off some packages. So let's just keep it moving. Again, if you'd like to see what kind of paper I'm using, reference the Part 1 video. If you want to know all the markers I'm using, I made a color guide video, so everything's there. You can definitely freeze frame some of the images, and I wrote down all the codes and stuff, so it's pretty easy to follow. Open up the Q&A box. All right. B95 B00. It's probably pushing 98, 99 degrees in my room right now. It's fun. Luckily, I grew up with it, so I'm not saying I enjoy it though.
Hello.
1 second. There.
Looking good.
It's getting there. Took my sweet ass time on all the reds and stuff, you know? Making sure they don't bleed out too much. That's why it helps to have the little practice, you know?
Right.
You're not like, oh my god, I fucked it up. I mean, hey, look, if you put on a tire wrong, you don't dismantle the whole fucking car and rebuild the whole
Right.
the whole car from scratch, you know? I mean, I get food, but food's a really timed event, you know?
Right. This has been a very fun morning for me. Would you like to hear about my phone debacle?
Sure.
So, I took some sleeping pills last night just to try to maybe fall asleep early. And I fell asleep around 3 a.m. as normal, so it didn't really help. But I was pretty out of it. I was pretty looping. I guess I set a passcode on my phone. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I don't know. And I don't remember it. I woke up at 9 a.m. thinking, oh, shit, I got to get up. Rob's starting recording at 10 o'clock. You know, I wanted to be on time. I was like, yeah, I'll get up early this time. Oh, I guess I pushed my code on my phone, so that's one bad try. So that sets it back 15 minutes. Okay? Each try is like 15 minutes or more. Then I wake up at 9:04, 4 minutes later than I already woke up, and I'm like, I need to get up. Click my phone again. That's the second bad try. Now it's 30 minutes. The wife calls me at 11, and I'm like, okay, I need to get up. Try the code again. Now it's 30 minutes. I'm like, man, this is, now it says 30 minutes until you can unlock your phone.
So you type in the wrong code, you have to wait 15 minutes? What kind of shit fucking phone is that?
It's not the first, like, well, okay, it's not the first 2 or 3 tries, I think. I think it's after that, but I don't remember pushing my code in. I'd probably just grab my phone and start pushing buttons. It's to prevent if you're, I don't know, if someone steals your phone or something. I don't know what the deal is.
I get that, but what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone 5.
Really?
Yeah, it's how their passcode. It's weird. It's on all their. It's on yours too. If you were to put
Sometimes I mistype the things all the time, but I've sometimes 3 times in a row because
you
I
get,
don't.
yeah,
Hmm?
you get a couple times to do it, but then I guess it's like the fourth time it starts doing a time lapse thing.
You need to start typing it in slowly. You know,
It's really base. Well, now I am. Now
you're doing it too fast, and you're
I'm ready to get out.
like, oh, I'm locked out.
Well, I was half awake. I don't even remember doing it, but
See, sleeping pills don't help you go to sleep. What they do is they completely fuck you up when you wake up. I mean, I've heard Howard talk about Ambien, all sorts of. It's when they get up that they're, well, I went to sleep, but then they wake up horrible, like in just
right,
worst states of incoherentness ever. You know?
and that's what happened to me last night
Yeah.
or this morning. So
Oh, good for you.
yeah. So now my phone has 50 minutes until I can try again.
Why don't you just call up your phone and have them?
They say what they want you to do is they want you to plug your phone into your computer and then reset it. But if you do that, if you didn't restore your phone recently,
Yeah, it's gonna
it'll
lose all your shit.
yeah, and I don't know if I have anything that I need or don't need.
This is a
There's
lot
there,
of
yeah, well,
uncertainty in your
yeah,
plan here.
that's what I'm saying. It's well, because like I have pictures from the
So
wife's.
every time you get the password wrong, you have to wait, what, 4 more hours next time? Just reset the fucking phone and deal with it, bro.
Well, there's nobody I need to talk to. My wife will call me, and I'm talking to you, and that eliminates 2 out of 3 people I talk to on a daily basis. Andy Bond's the only other one, or Andy. I don't know why I said his full name, but
I don't know why either.
force to have it when he calls or whatever his name. I have it as the whole name. I don't know, but I talk to my wife on the phone, or I see her at home, and I talk to you every day. So there's 2 people. Everybody else can just fall at the wayside.
So why do you have a phone?
I do lots of stuff on it.
Games.
No, I don't play any games on my phone. It's mostly emails, like if I'm out and about and the work emails me and things like that, or you Skype me and I'm not at my computer. Um, it's pretty much just music and pictures. That's
So
it.
nothing that you can't already. You see what I mean? Like, what are you holding out for in the restore? What did you possibly put on there that?
Oh, the only thing I could think of is maybe, excuse me, the pictures from her graduation stuff with like
Whatever.
her
Yeah, 'cause,
grandparents.
you're gonna be busting that shit out all the time. Let's go look at those pictures of when I graduated.
No, I didn't. I didn't send them to her, and they're with her like 92-year-old grandma.
I don't.
So, well, she'll care.
Yeah, I know, but she'll look at them like 3 times. I'm with Louis C.K. on this. People spend all their time taking photos and they never look at the shit.
Right.
I mean, I've always felt that way. Beyond cell phones, like, when I was a kid, you go to Disneyland, there was one guy with a giant fucking VHS recorder sitting there, recording the whole thing with the goddamn VHS recorder. I'm like, just enjoy the moment. Like, I don't understand.
Right.
And now with YouTube, like, if you just want to see the ride, go to YouTube. People who are better than you record this shit.
That's what.
Hmm?
That's how I feel. That there'll always be whatever you're recording. There's always someone else recording it with a better high definition camera. So you recording something with your cell phone, you're not going to really
Right,
like
which is why you always
videos.
hire a photographer. Like the only thing that you'd ever want to spend on a wedding, man, is good bands and a photographer. That's it. You know?
Mm,
Make sure you don't get some cheap. I mean, I'm not saying overly expensive wedding bands, but don't get some, fool's gold turns your fucking wife's pinky ring all fucking blue and shit. And then, get yourself a good photographer. Even if you can fucking do all the photos, because you're not gonna have time.
right.
But that's it, dude. I mean, I'd never look at my high school shit, whatever, you know. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, nah, I don't give a fuck, you know. No one really does. But I'm all about like, who's watching the stupid videos of your kids play? Like, just be there. Like, everyone's sitting there. It'd drive me batshit crazy. And I hate the way. I mean, you think people are people photograph poorly? Is Spider-Man my favorite superhero? Do you like another one? The Turtles were always my favorite. You know, probably the Turtles and Batman. But I only got into Marvel stuff when McFarlane and Jim Lee started drawing. So, and then when they left, I stopped reading it. How about that? I like the Marvel Capcom games. You know?
You like Savage Dragon?
Right, but that's because people would die. It was
Right.
the Marvel universe where, hey, look, someone can get exploded and they're really gone. You know, Dragon
Everything,
has sex. You know, like all sorts of shit. Like,
yeah, everything holds a consequence of its
that's
actions.
all I want as consequence. I don't really care for, hey, it's another crazy adventure.
Right.
I mean, I
That's
think they're great, iconic, fun characters. You know,
right. But
but
when
I
there's
would
no
prefer,
consequence,
I would prefer something with more consequence. Yeah.
that's what I tried doing when I tried to do a book, but I at the time, art wise and storytelling wise, I'm not there. But that's what I wanted to do, something where like Savage Dragon, where things hold consequences. Somebody dies, they're dead. You know.
Yeah, but you need to be able to draw 50 issues for that to matter. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And that's certainly not enough to get people hooked. I mean, that's just a given with indie books.
Right.
You know.
But you know,
All right, I gotta start just shadowing.
I bought a gray yesterday. What did I, or the other day? What did I buy?
C7, C7, C5.
We unboxed the printer yesterday. The Canon. It's nice. Really
Like
nice
the
printer.
Cintiq, it's about as useful as the person who's using it. You know.
All right.
Like if I did it on Cintiq and it looks just like if you did it with a ballpoint pen, what does it matter? Yeah.
Hmm. That's why I'll go to the SketchCraft's How to Set Up for Printing video. I think there's that one.
I'm always impressed at how many people still think everything I do is just digital.
Right.
Me and my own fans, like, oh really? I'm like, you actually follow this blog? Like,
How many views does your? I know you probably don't know offhand, but maybe a guess how many the Batman watercolor has.
I don't know.
Because when I subscribe to your page on my Xbox, and every other one shows the number of views except for the Batman ones. They all say 0, and I know that can't be right. There's no way it's at 0.
I don't care about view counts.
But I was curious, Rob.
View counts never put actual money in my wallet. That's probably what people think. Oh, that means people are looking. Actually, no.
Is
People
that
might
the
be sure. Joe got 1 million views off one fucking image, didn't turn $1. You know,
right? Is
like,
that the burgundy?
yeah.
When you do
Also,
these,
why I always seem to prefer the cinematic universes because they would be willing to kill off people.
oh yeah,
You know, like,
like Cyclops.
yeah, that whole movie was a death. Yeah, they're just pretending that movie never existed. I know for a fact because Bolivar Trask is in it, and he's a black guy.
You know what's weird though? I was reading some stuff about that where they make mention of the events that happen in Last Stand in the new movie, X-Men: Days of Future Past, like where there's this sure not that Wolverine talks about, killing Jean. So, you know, I think it'd be best if they just pretended like that movie didn't happen, along with Wolverine Origins. But
I'm waiting for the inevitable. Well, people don't really follow this stuff. It's just a fan, so what does it matter? Excuse. That's what it sounds like to me. The guy's like, I don't fucking care what they think.
I wonder why Wolverine's claws, when they got coated with adamantium, didn't just end up all wrinkly and misshapen like his bone claws already are.
Because he didn't have bone claws when they created him. When they created him, those gloves, he didn't have claws built into them. They were built into the gloves.
Is that what they were?
Yeah, they were just gloves, but they felt that if you made it a part of him, that the downside of that is anyone could put the gloves on and become Wolverine. So
Ah,
it was always
must,
that the dude. It was always that he just had a healing factor, and the claws were manufactured because his healing factor would keep him from dying from the process. He was the only one who could survive it, and maybe Sabretooth, whatever he did.
right.
Like otherwise, your body would reject that foreign element, but he's able to constantly heal himself so he can do it. Bone claws are part of the goddamn Wolverine origin book. And sorry, the 1995 fucking Magneto bullshit. That stupid fucking event. I'll rip the adamantium at him. Oh, look, he has bone claws, and then they turn Wolverine into fucking. I don't even know what that thing was with the teeth and the fucking
Feral
do-rag,
Wolverine with
the
the
do-rag fucking bullshit.
the bandana headband.
Talks like he's got cantaloupe in his fucking. He's got cantaloupe
He's got
jaw.
an underbite.
Yeah. So I like the continuity I grew up with. I don't get all this. And then the fact that they went to the stupid bone claws in the movie. Well, that's what he has. I'm like, says who? Like, says what? Well, this book. Well, the fucking 800 books that came before it all said Sabretooth was his father. You know? So we can just as well willy nilly fucking throw. I'm gonna follow the 800 other fucking books because I liked it better. Since we're all in the hey, we just keep the continuity we like Chinese buffet, like they said in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
Take Chinese buffet. You take what you want and leave the rest. Well, I take what I want and I leave the rest. Sabretooth is Wolverine's father, and he doesn't have fucking bone claws. And anything that says otherwise, I just don't give a shit. I don't subscribe to that theory.
yes.
And the only reason why they've done the movies is to somehow depower him because he's like invincible.
Right.
The trick is to make him his own enemy. You know? Like he's the reason why he gets in the way, he's a show off, or he's got his own agenda, he doesn't want to help anybody. But they
Yeah.
turn him into a hero so he has to help everybody,
Right. He's
right?
he's the typical lone loner who doesn't want to be a part of a team and then
No, but
ends
they
up
want to
having to
make him
lead
the
the
leader
team.
of the X-Men every 3 fucking seconds. So now that he's in every fight, he'll win every fight. So they got to See, this is the essential problem with this theory. You know?
All right. People would have fucking flipped their lid if they would have sent Bishop back throughout the movie and just had
Yeah,
Bishop
they
the
could have
one.
had Idris Elba play him. I don't care about the fucking stupid '90s haircut. You know?
All right.
They don't need to keep him with that haircut. Could have made him the star of the movie. The future isn't set, Sarah.
And while he's going back saving people, he could save Cyclops, make him do him a solid. He definitely got screwed over. You know, I mean, dude, hey, don't fall for
James Marshall's
redheads.
like, just leave me out of this shit. I've moved on. People think I'm James Franco. Yeah. They thought I was in Spring Breakers.
Just tell us, man, stay away from redheads. You'll be good. And then Wolverine's, of course, gonna be like, why can't I save Jean?
She's a Phoenix entity. She exists outside of whatever. You start to hit 0 hour territory, you know. And you try to make sense of all this. There is a big why. Who cares? Like I never understood who wants to make sense of DC continuity. You know, just blow up the universe, start over. Like that's the easiest way to do it. You know.
Right.
Today, I still don't figure out what the point of 0 hour was. 'Cause I just look back those issues with the whole parallax thing. I'm like, what was the point of this? You know?
Yeah, I actually bought the 0 hour trade. I think it was on sale for like at a con for 5, $10 or whatever, you know. And I was just looking through it and I'm like, yeah, it's cool to look at the costumes, I guess, but I think that's one thing I liked about DC compared to Marvel sometimes is that they always stayed with comic costumes. They didn't, or at least for the most, well, yeah, even if they're shitty costumes, they're still comic book costumes as to where, you know, Marvel, they'd go through their whole, let's put them in leather jackets and leather pants and just, let's
Well, that
slap an
was because of
X
the
on.
movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what people, you know, well, you can't put them in the yellow and blue outfits, and you know, they crack a joke in the movie. It's like, why not? It's a comic book movie.
Bryan Singer thinks it's stupid.
Mark Sherman.
Look, I was wearing bright yellow, probably not the best choice, but easily could figure something out. You know?
Well, look at First Class. They did it. They still made it
Right. Helps with the time period, though.
right.
You know?
But you could the whole all
Bro,
leather.
it can be a dusty kind of like goldish yellow fucking dust jacket or something. I'm not saying it can't be done, you know,
Right.
by any measure. I'm just saying there's a way around it.
But all of them in black leather, all of them, like, no. They just needed some whips, some chains.
XMEN. We're about to join the XMEN.
You you know what happens to a toad in the store? He gets he gets spanked. Whoopsh. Uh,
What happens to a toad in Studio 54?
oh man. 1 second. Getting a phone call. Hello.
Yep.
My phone has 27 minutes left. At that point, I'm going to try one last time. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to plug it in the computer.
You know what that means? You're plugging it in the computer. Guaranteed.
What if I get it next time? You want to bet?
Yeah.
No?
I'm not a betting man, dude. I just don't care. I believe gamblers' complex come from people who think they're never wrong. If you really want to know.
You ever go to the casino or anything?
Nope. No, man, I have an art career. I gamble enough. You know? Was this the right drawing? Was this the right employer? Was this the right project? You know,
Yep.
I don't really.
I ain't got time for that.
You know, you can learn to get. You know, I can learn to do a lot. I can learn to paint. I can learn to do a lot of things where the house doesn't always win. You know, where I can win. So no, I don't care. I've been to Vegas. I mean, for like magic and stuff. I mean, I'll sit at a slot machine if it gets me free drinks. You know, 'cause that's where you can make your money back. Put in 20, win 20, get a free drink. I'm fine with that. Then I won. But aside from that, fuck no. Don't care. Finished the last episode of Arrow.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, they did a good job. Still think they could have done half a season. You know,
Right.
didn't need to be 23 episodes.
Are you gonna go see Godzilla? I think I asked you
Probably.
that.
I don't know if it's gonna have a $70 million opening weekend like you claim, but
70.
yeah, we'll see about that.
Go grab my brushes, be right back. These people you do the commissions for, do they ever watch the videos while you're...
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. This is a random. Swap it out for GameCube.
Right.
Some lucky Game Cave backer will get this shit for real this time. Not like, oh yeah, you'll get it, and fucking 8 months later, I find out there's a box of them sitting there. Oh, you only fucking gave them away. I mean, you can make a lot more. Yeah, okay. Okay. I didn't hand out any of the color commissions, really. They were all sitting in a box. You know? Batman sketch sitting in a box, so there was a bunch of people that were late with that stuff. I just started throwing them in there. You get a sketch, you get a sketch. You get this sketch, you get that sketch. As I said, I hate when someone tells me that, like, you can make off, like, yeah, I know what I can make off it. Check that for next time. I can make more of this shit, right? Like, this isn't gold that I discovered somewhere. There's a limit. I can make whatever I want to make. Do you not understand?
Right.
You know? I'm not gonna keep remaking the same fucking drawing. You know? Now, if I have a tier where you get, a black and white, it's the same fucking thing over and over again, that'll be in the tier description or a picture. I get
Yeah.
that. Some people do it. Creature Box had one where you got a black and white monster head. It's the same monster head over and over again. Nothing wrong with that. Great. But if I say it's gonna be, whatever, you don't fucking take the good ones, keep them for yourself, and then I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I have no answers for this. It's madness. Everyone's been pretty cool. I did have to like go last night and explain some shit to some of my Power Prince 2 people because some people were like, I was expecting this. One guy was like, oh, my 17-year-old nephew was supposed to get this shit for his birthday on the 17th of May. And I'm like, look, dude, like, I hear all that and I don't discount it. And sure as shit, I am not a woe is me guy. Oh,
Right.
woe me, I have it hard, I have to figure. No, I'm letting you know what I went through. Here's a chain of events. Here's what I've done about it. You know? But because he was trying to like link that to Kickstarter. This is why people think I'm like, look, I don't know what you know, but I was like, I have worked for real publishers that take pre-orders, and you never get it. you know, they
Uh-huh.
take pre-orders for magazines, books, posters, subscriptions for whole years worth of shit they never produce. So like, this is not. Don't go be like, oh, Kickstarter. Like there are plenty of people who fucking get their shit done. Don't go because this fucking took a few months later than I had planned. Like all Kickstarter's fucking broke or some shit. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, people are unprepared for shipping, and all that entails. Completely unprepared. And why should they be prepared? Who teaches people about this? What art school teaches you?
Right.
I remember once, toward the very end, we had to do this portfolio class. Portfolio 1, there was like 2 or 3 of those. And the first one, she started talking about freelance. People were like, freelance? I thought we're all getting jobs when we get out of here. I'm like, who's lining up to hire you from this place? you know? You should have seen the look, like, oh, what freelance? And they were like, so I still have to go find my own work and pay you guys tuition? Yeah. You didn't know that? Suckers. When Rob couldn't go to all the fucking shitty little gaming tournaments you guys had, because I was working. Why you think? We're gonna go out fucking do this. You know how many things in college I turned down? You know?
Right.
You think any of those people would have hooked me up if I had hung out with them? The answer is no, because they can't hook each other up. The few that have
Right.
managed to get somewhere got into a 3D thing, and they don't hook no one up. They're in their own world. They don't even say like Merry Christmas. So You know, they're not making podcasts. You know, they're not answering. Like I got a kid who emailed me the other day. He's like 17. You know, he's super poor. He wants to work his way to get a computer. He's like, "What about Kickstarter?" I said, "I had this whole MPEG-3 man I made him." I'm like, "Look, dude, don't be trying to do prints. Your art is not at the point where you can do that. You could try commissions. You know,
Right.
but if you start." Taking orders for things, and you're 17, you don't know what you're doing. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble before you even start.
Right.
How do you get your characters to look? I'm like, that is fucking. You're 17, dude. You know, like I appreciate your and respect your drive, but you're not going to fucking unless you're just born with God-given talent, which you have. He has want and he has some skill from putting his pencil to paper. But that's about where I was when I was 17. I'm like, I'm 36, dude. You know, like I couldn't do what I'm doing here effortlessly when I was shit, man. Probably even like 22, 23, 24, I always tell people I didn't really start to get my groove on until about 2008. And even then, go look at like my Killer Instinct thing I did for Girls of Gaming with the fucked up faces and all sorts of shit.
Right.
I was drawing fugly women, dude. Even then, I drew the line in the sand when I got to when I got to that Mass Effect cover. I didn't want to fuck up that chick's face, but I didn't feel it was enough. And then when I got to the No More Heroes, I was like, no more ugly women.
Right.
That's why I took Tom's gig, because I was like, I can draw some chicks, and I'm gonna fucking solve this ugly woman problem I have. Or manly woman problem I have. That's 2000 like 9 and 10, man. You gotta pick and choose what you want to be good at. Like I just decided yesterday, right? I'm not gonna fucking spend 2 hours fucking inking something that could take me 40 minutes.
Right.
To prove what to who. It's just stupid. I have to give myself those speeches like, what are you doing, man? This shit would be done. Fucking around with this stupid shit. For what reason?
Right.
You want to practice McFarlane style shit or inking with a brush like that, then print something out and then ink like that. But don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to gain any more confidence yelling at the fucking art all day. It's not fucking motherfuck shit. That gets you nowhere.
And you've tried it.
Yeah, I've tried it. I mean, if people think, yo, Rob, like, you must have it all figured out. Like, no, I adjust. That's the thing, like when you're like, oh, I didn't think your room would be a mess. I'm like, bro, fucking ship one fucking thing, see what your room turns into. Like, I know there's an impression when someone has a talented portfolio or they come across that they have everything lined up. And what they really did is they got a few things lined up and they focused on that.
Right. Didn't like that I called your room a mess?
Well, especially when you fucking like share a room and don't have a career and shit. Yeah, I mean that's funny. I've had the same place for 10 years, fucker. Get your own goddamn apartment. Unemployed kept the place. But okay, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Tiny little.
I got you.
That's
I
like
got you when
past
my room is
aggression.
dirty. And then I sat you down, I'm like, now draw me something. Oh, but you can't.
Oh.
Look at you
Oh.
struggling. Oh, but then I help, right? I feel better. I feel bad. I feel bad that that part of me came out.
You break the person down, then build them back up. I got it.
Only way to do it. I don't have to break anyone down. I'll just have you apply yourself in an area I know you're not good at. And by the way, that thing you're not good at is what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like you may not know it. You may not know it's what you want to do, but it's what you want to do. Like drawing interesting, reinterpretations of fucking characters has nothing to do with drawing reinterpretations of characters. It has to do with construction, composition, colorway, definition, shape play, silhouettes, contrapasta.
Stop
It's nothing
it.
to do with I'll fucking give him boots, or big feet or small feet. Nothing to do with that. I'll just keep drawing from an Andrew Loomis book until somehow I turn into fucking Jim Lee. I mean, when anyone says they want to be Jim Lee, I'm like, look, that's really, nice of you. It's really, what's the word I'm thinking of? Ambitious. But go back
Right.
and look at the X-Men issues from the 80s that he drew. Like That dude's on another level, you know? I'm still like blown away by it. Because with those books there's nowhere to hide with clever coloring, you know? They were so
Right.
simplistically drawn that or colored that literally if you were half-assing it, it showed. But most people only know the Chris Claremont books that he drew like the first three issues, and they go, "Well, they didn't do that in Wildcats." I'm like, no, you got to go back to like 286 on Kenny X-Men, 290, 277, 275, and see
Right.
the shit he was drawing with the Shi'ar Empire and fucking nine guys on a page, every fucking panel, you know,
Right. And the brood and all that.
and they're all well proportioned, you know, Starjammer's on there, like, and they're all like, it's incredible. Yeah, that dude, come on. You know, I don't like the cross hatching. Fuck you. You know, like, fucking goddamn. Yeah. Well, real life doesn't have cross hatching. It's a fucking drawing, man. It's my favorite. Real life doesn't have cross hatching. Real life doesn't have fucking. No one does have colored rim lights all over their fucking ass when they walk outside. You know?
Right. Real life doesn't have people flying with claws out of their hands, you
Well,
know?
there's that too. You know, like that argument. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. It's hilarious. Go be like the number one artist at a company and then quit your job and form your own comic book company, you know, and hire a bunch of people and be successful. Then I'll hear how you're the next Jim Lee. Because that ain't happening.
Right.
Only person who probably could have pulled that off in the last 10 years would have been Alex Ross, you know? And he wasn't fucking moronic enough to try it. He easily could have formed his own little imprint with Kurt Busiek or some shit like that, you know?
Right.
He's like, no, I don't want the trouble of hiring employees and all the other bullshit.
When I was 11, my mom was murdered. I saw what looked like a ball of lightning. Inside the lightning, there was a man. He killed my mom.
So what'd you think of the Flash?
I think it looks good. I think they're going down the route of everyone's afraid of villain of the week, but I think they're going Speed Force based on that mother scene,
Right, yeah.
and that's very uh, heartening to me, you know,
Mm,
because I always thought the Flash was kind of cool when I was a kid,
right,
but I didn't give a shit until Mark Waid, Winnebago, Bart Allen, the Speed Force stuff. Like, that's
right,
one of the few books I was like, I picked up because of Ramos's art. Then I went back and got Winnebago's issues,
right.
and actually read it. And I was like, this is actually pretty cool. The Speed Force, I like it. And I think he has a completely different sense of like energy, which I like.
Yeah, I like the actor. Seems cool. Like a good choice. I like that little promo they did with the Green Arrow and him.
Yeah, that was really good. The 5 minute preview was pretty cool too.
Right.
I like it. They're actually doing well. Told you, man. Like, dude, go look at the. Did you look at the first look for Gotham? Like, the cinematography is as good as any movie. Like, I'm just. Even that promo looked really. And I'm just thinking, like, these TV shows will eventually beat the films. You know? Like the only model I can think of that'll work is where you have Spider-Man the TV show and then the Sinister Six thing is a movie event. You know,
Right.
like that's the future because when you could like in a Gotham show or Flash, you could do characters like Hugo Strange, and you don't have to wrap a 2-hour plot around it. You know, you can bring characters in and out and build those kinds of universes up. Whereas I don't know, like I'm more interested in that. You know,
Right.
like long term, that's the future. I believe it. So I hope the Daredevil thing is not like Shield, you know. But
Yeah.
it's Netflix, so already, you know, it's a different situation. That's for certain. Now I'm like started thinking more about that Shattered Dimensions Spider-Man kind of movie, and I was like, damn, that would fucking be cool. That would be different.
Telling you, I look forward to you writing the screenplay.
I gotta get the right lunch meeting. Some they'll just tell me I'm nuts and it would never work, you know. I have found though that the more I think about stuff, the more they often come true. So I gotta put a lot of like I sat right. It was March of 2012. No, June of 2012. I sat right in this room. We were called in to figure out how to solve Star Wars sales and T-shirts, right?
Uh-huh.
We brought out all the guys and like we got to figure out Star Wars merchandise isn't moving at all. And I was like, I sat right there and I heard their speeches and they had all these little T-shirt printout ideas. I said, look, the problem at the end of the day is they have to make another movie. Last movie was 2005. It's almost 10 years. You know, it was 3 movies that no one gave a shit about. Like little kids like it fine, so in 8-year-olds we can sell that, whatever. But the real money's in men's and boys, you know, teens tees. And prequel shit never moves. I don't care what the internet tells you. How kids like the prequels. You put Episode 3 Chewbacca next to Episode 7 Chewbacca. Episode 3 will never sell. Can't put Jango Fett on a shirt. Darth Maul don't sell. So I'm like, the problem is they got to make more movies. And they're like, well, George Lucas. And I'm like, look, he's going to have to sell his company and they're going to have to make more movies. Otherwise, nothing's happening. This is all retarded shit. And we can fucking come up with it's their job as a license to make their shit relevant, you know? And he's like, well, that'll never happen. And then fucking 6 months later, boom! I was like, so let's come. He just sat there, stupefied, you know? And I'm like, oh, it doesn't stop there, you know? Like every time, like the whole War Machine Super Patriot shit, Hawkeye stuff, you know, all those conversations we had. And I'm telling you right now, like Spider-Man throughout different time eras, best way to go, you know,
Right.
best way to go. It's like Spock says in Star Trek, you know, piloting a starship is your first and best destiny, you know, like Spider-Man fucking existing throughout different eras. That's fucking awesome.
You'll pitch the idea, and then it'll be Spider-Man goes back to the Wild Wild West.
Well, that would have been the 80s, and they would have got Marty McFly to play him and shit.
All right.
But look, they're doing that Spider Universe book. It's not impossible, Brandon. You know? It's not impossible. So I was looking at some prototypes. The guys who built the prototype Batmobile months ago were putting up pictures of it, and it's legit. Like it's synced up with what we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the front part of it will definitely be like I won't say a dune buggy, but it has a bit of that feel to it. Like it can go over shit, you know?
Right.
Higher end, like a higher end suspension, you know? Then there's this whole theory going on right now on the boards that the car will be able to do everything, you know? Like turn into different shit.
Right.
He's like, well, if he's going to be catching up with Superman, he's not going to have time to get out and get in his plane. I'm cool with all that shit. I don't give a fuck, you know?
Right.
Like I didn't mind the imagery of the Batmobile driving up the side of a building and forever, but it's like it had to have a harpoon and like get dragged up. Like, sure, you know. Hello, Rogue. Rogue.
You're right.
What?
You win.
Oh, yeah, it's not gonna work. You may as well. I said you may as well just plug it in then. You see, you already would have been through the process by now.
I know. I just didn't. I'll wait till we're done recording. I don't want my iTunes pop up and. I don't think. Well, it might not mess anything up. Fuck. Fudgesicles. Fudge. Good times.
Yeah, good times. Looks like the canvas guys are gonna be able to do my canvas shipping for me at the same cost it would have cost me to do it, if not less.
Nice.
So
Did you wait? Was that the one you had to take a trip down to go see, or?
I'm going tomorrow
Oh, okay.
because I can go down there and sign everything. So I can
Gotcha.
do all my canvas signatures there, and they handle the fulfillment, you know.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And I don't have to fucking order giant poster tubes and shit like that, you know.
Nice.
It's getting better and better.
All right. Good. Good.
I was like, well, Joe, I mean, you go through your fucking crucible. We'll see how. And he's like, what do you mean? Why would I? And I'm like, you really think everything's just gonna work out? He really does. Well, why? Why wouldn't it? Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll be there for you, dude. Well, why would I have an issue? I'm like, well, you're right. It'll all go perfect. What do I know? You know how it'll go perfect because you'll never get the shit up because it's been fucking a year since you weren't even gonna post the fucking thing. But okay,
What, a Kickstarter or his game?
Kickstarter for the game.
For the game, right?
Yeah, it's
The card game.
been over a year since he was supposed to put it up. He wanted to have it drawn 2 years ago. I was like, you're not at a position to have it all complete at that point. I just saw what he had, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You might have all the black and whites by at that time, but not all the color art. I mean, like he's grossly underestimating the amount of work, you know.
All right. I gotta go grab my iPod cord out the other room. Be right back.
Add a little bit of black here. I'll blend with the C5. Put this up while I do it.
Is that a black?
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen you use a black
Oh, yeah,
Copic.
use it on Venom, use it on Spider-Man. Are you crazy? 100 times, man.
Once again, I say, I don't remember seeing
Used
it.
it on the Superior Spider-Man. I don't think you pay attention.
I didn't say you don't use it. I'm just
No, I
saying.
know. That's what I said. You don't obviously you don't pay attention. Use it on the whole
Well,
lot.
I don't sit here and just watch your stuff. I'm doing my own thing as well. I mean, otherwise, then
Well,
you'll be bitching that I'm not drawing.
I also don't do it for like it doesn't get done like in 10 minutes, you know. So
Saying just like that, it's gone. So if I would have had my head down right there, would have totally missed it.
right, right.
Hate you. All right, how do I connect my? I plugged it in. Why is it not connected?
That's why I find it funny when people are like, Spider-Man doo-doo-doo has fucking black glass. I'm like, yeah, I will add that in as I color. They're just used to the comic book way, wherever all the blacks get done first, you know,
All right.
and they add color. I'm like, well, that's why all your shit looks the same. Keep making it the same way everyone else is, and I try to use the 100% as a contrast, and I use a little bit of it and push it around using Not a blender, but like a brush I'll use as a blender, a C5 or a C7.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be careful because it sticks. Many a time I've been on here with this piece of paper covering my hand so it doesn't fucking smudge. You can see me do it on the reptile one. I wasn't doing it. I fucking daub fucking black marker all over the piece. It's real fun. It's real awesome. It's my favorite part of the drawing where I got shit all over the fucking place. Fucking A. It's always fun when your arm is sticking because of the heat and the ink. It's a twofer. Heat and ink. It's the best. Really getting used out of my blended drink maker now. Just put ice and lemon in there with water,
Uh-huh.
And then once I clean that out, I make myself like I'll filter the same coffee grounds 8 times, dude, just to get all the fucking coffee out of it. Since it's going in ice anyway, I don't care. Shove it in that and get fucking nice blended ice drink all day. No sugar. It's the only way to actually keep it cold. Ice cubes just don't get shit cold enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like by the time they melt, the ice got warm too. Do. Yeah, the only thing I'm not doing with these Copics anymore is I'm not gonna add a bunch of splatter and shit. Just gonna keep them clean, like the white splatters and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot of cleanup anyway. And unless the character's gritty, like say a Judge Dredd or something, I'm not gonna bother. Just add the white highlights. My dog is just lying there like, I hate life. Hate it. I'm gonna have to Wipe her tummy down a little while. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why anyone's making a Jessica Jones show. Like, who the fuck cares? They couldn't have picked any other character? Arana? Fucking Cloak and Dagger?
Right.
Anything? Like, She-Hulk? Ms. Marvel?
I think it's just characters they won't need to use in Avengers. They're just like, yeah, we'll never use her for anything, so why not? It could have been worse. It could have been like, let's do Dazzler. Make her a pop star.
What? And get Hayden Panettiere?
There you go. Why the fuck?
Should have just got Punisher and made it a chick.
That would have been cool.
The daughter of Frank Castle. Ozinos. Yep, I will be doing digital backgrounds for these. Can't really do 2099 heads down. People like to see the chest logos. And how do you think I got all the black on the Vader?
I meant on like a color piece like this.
Like the Vader. He was colored.
You made your point. I got it.
Chill out, bro.
You made it. I am chill. I'm very
You're just
calm.
pissed because you gotta redo your whole phone. Don't get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you.
Remember your password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it's something simple. That's way too complex, Rob.
What does it matter if someone steals your shit? You think these people are like, oh, I tried the passcode and I got locked out. You know what I mean? Like the guys that try passcodes, speaking, they probably keyed you anyway. You know, they had it. They're not. People don't force break this stuff. That's what I find funny about it. Like, do people being locked out of their phones, or people who are legitimately being locked out of their phones? I mean, most guys who steal phones just scrap them for parts anyway. You know, or they get wiped and resold wholesale. Um, to brute force a password's a fucking nightmare. A lot more things you can do. Oh, you were right about the podcast. I got the number screwed up.
Is it fixed?
No, you were right about that. I got the date screwed up. It was 50.
Oh, okay.
Getting to that white highlight time. Trying to put some money together for fucking Mario Kart 8. Bastards. Finally come out with the game I want. I might look into getting one of those pro controllers too. I like the gamepad, but I think playing on my TV, like the gamepad for playing away from my TV, you know?
Yeah.
And seeing as how none of these games seem to make use of the fucking gamepad. They really got to offer a version without it since they're not using the gamepad anymore. Change the whole damn menu interface so it doesn't look like a Wii. I never liked the Wii, all the little stupid menus and shit. I just want to log in, pick my game, and go. But it's pretty cool because you can like slow down in the replays, like bullet time mode and shit. So you can see all.
That's neat.
Yeah, so you know when you're fucking, he cuts some fucker ass, or you hit him with the shell. You know, slow down. Whoa, look at that. I love good replay videos, man, especially with racing games.
Right. That's probably one of my favorite things about my Xbox is that you can, you can edit all kinds of things on it, different camera angles, you can add talking over your videos now, and so I have probably like, I don't know, 15 videos that I've made of just me either just destroying somebody on Madden, jumping over their player and then making them look bad or things like that, and then you could add talk to it or sound. It's so good.
The only problem is it's a bunch of Microsoft games I could care less for.
Right. For you, yeah. But I mean,
yeah, for me,
when I have a video where I juke some guy out 5 times, just make him look bad, and then hurdle over him for a touchdown, it's hilarious to me because I like football and Madden.
right.
Or if it's Titanfall and, I'm just making people look really dumb.
Yeah, it's always awesome.
I like to, on Titanfall, I don't know if you've watched the videos, but when you jump on someone's Titan, it alerts them that someone is riding your vehicle. And usual time, people jump out to try to shoot you off their vehicle. And then I'll hop off and I'll throw a satchel bomb, which is like a self-detonating bomb, and I'll throw it on the guy when he jumps out, and then I'll just blow him up. It's pretty much one of my favorite things to do because it's real embarrassing because you think you're going to hop out of your vehicle and shoot this guy, and then the guy throws a sticky bomb on your chest and then blows you up. So then when you see the replay, you see me hop on your big mech, jump off, throw a bomb at you as you're just trying to get out of it, and then blow you up. And then your mech is just on its own.
Right.
When Jessica sees me do that, she goes, "Man, you're a dick." I go, "Hey, it's part of the game." She goes, "Yeah, it's funny." She goes, "It's fun." She goes, "It's funny," but those people watching are probably like, "What a dick." I
For
laugh
some reason, I do enjoy watching gameplay videos on YouTube where they get into fights, but when they're all British. Like I don't know what it is. It's something about really eloquent people yelling and cursing at one another. I just love it.
I like when two people are arguing and I just add fuel to the fire. Like it starts dying down when they're cussing at each other, but it's dying down, and you just like, oh shit, damn, and then someone's like, well, then they get really mad again, and they just start going. It reminds me of like old chat rooms, like back in AOL chat room days, and there's people fighting, and then you just chime in like, oh shit, are you gonna take that? And then just a long list of people.
I started a fight once in an AOL chat room over the Jokerfish episode. I was like, it's clearly not the best Joker story. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, and I totally named some episode where he wasn't even in it. Like, he's not even in the episode. I'm like, yes, he is. Like, there was no way to verify it. I don't know. I was a little asshole. I was like, aha. two of my favorite little arguments going on right now in the forums are over how Hans Zimmer sucks as a composer, but Chris Drake, the guy who does all the animated movies, is way better. And I'm like, every one of his scores is a Hans Zimmer knockoff. Like, I don't understand, you know?
Right.
Like, they all sound like the Dark Knight Return. Oh, the Dark Knight Return score is great. I'm like, that's the fucking Dark Knight score. It's the same synth, man. It's funny. You're right. Hans Zimmer sucks. I didn't like his score in Spider-Man. Well, I don't like the Amazing Spider-Man score. It doesn't mean James Horner sucks. I've never liked any of the Spider-Man scores. Like even the Danny Elfman one was always like kind of like Batman, but not quite.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chad Kroeger song more.
That was a hero.
Yeah. Danny Hero, David. It's like, yeah, that's right. I'm not gonna stand here and wait for a hero to save me. I don't know what that fuck song is about. It's got a lot of cool stuff like Wings of the Eagle and Saving and
Best song in a movie is "A Kiss from a Rose."
the song that means nothing.
Yeah.
Women love it, but tell me what the song's about. It means nothing. Used to when I was in high school, my girlfriend's father at the time just could not take that song. He's like, it doesn't mean anything. He's like fairly a well-intelligent guy, you know, well-spoken, smart. The song doesn't mean anything, and I'm like, I don't think you get it, you know. Like, you ever seen a girl's trap? I had to tell him. I said, you ever seen a girl's trapper keeper? What does it have? Big rose, big lips, teardrops, unicorn flying out. That's
I was watching At Midnight, the comedy show, and they're like, yeah, they showed the new Batmobile, and comedians are making jokes. Like, yeah, the only bad part about this is Kiss by the Rose is stuck in a CD player, and it's the only song that'll play.
it's all fun. It's all jokey fun time until it's a scene in a movie
right,
and it's
until it's...
Backstreet Boys and fucking.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, like a Fox movie. You know, he turns the radio on, it's Kiss by a Rose, and he's like, ah.
Or he butts out the back credit card and it expires in forever. That actually happened. That actually happened, and you let it happen.
Uh,
It's one of my favorite Family Guy gags when they just cut to the David Bowie, Mick Jagger video.
mhm.
This actually happened, and you let it happen. They're clearly like, hey, we just got paid like $500,000 to fucking do some stupid shit.
Right.
I am looking forward to this Simpsons crossover episode, though. It'll be the first time I watched Simpsons in like 15 years. I saw the movie, which I thought was a complete waste. Not that it didn't have its moments, but it didn't feel like a movie. It's like, what's the point of this again? Like, why did they make the movie? I had hoped that they would have done something different. Like, when they did that episode where Homer ended up in the real world? Like, it's at the end of the Halloween episode or something?
Oh, yeah.
He's CG. I was like, wouldn't it be great if they made a real Springfield, but all the characters were CG? Like, that I could get into, but no, it was a 2D suit. For what reason, I don't know.
I'm
Spider-Man.
gonna, I'm gonna put my headset off for just a minute. I'll be right back. Sure. Having trouble with this, so I'm gonna start typing. So, 1 second.
Damn it. That did not have the effect I wanted it to. All right. I think that's good enough. Ready for highlights. Put my markers away here. 1 sec, I gotta. All right, I'm gonna grab me an ice water and then get the white highlight started. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
I have to restart my computer here in a minute. So
Did you plug in your phone?
yeah, I had to update my iTunes, and it says I have to restart my computer for it to go into effect for me to plug in my phone and restart my phone.
Tough.
Yeah, it's just
Updating iTunes is never fun, man.
mhm. So I'm just waiting a minute and then I'll restart it and all that jazz.
I still have iTunes 7 on one computer. So that's cool. I'm gonna start the wire highlights.
That's fine. I guess I might as well hop off and then I'll hop back on if it doesn't
Yeah, the
need
link should still work, right? Like
Yeah.
when you, yeah.
All right, bye.
Cool. All right, so for white highlights, 1 second. Let me get the ink going. I'm gonna be using white calligraphy ink, Winsor Newton calligraphy ink, and I'll mostly be using a 0 round brush and a 000, 4 zeros for the little mask area, which I think I'll probably start with. So I've put my white calligraphy ink in this little tiny thing. You don't have to add a lot in there because you won't use a ton. I need to keep my line art open so I can see where the hell my line art is. Helps. Alright. Sat there a little too long. Alright. Needs a little bit of water. Sometimes you have to add a few drops to get it moving. This is the 40 brush. 0000. Super tiny. I don't know about that. Hey folks, I'm gonna log back on and finish this. My printer needs me to upload files, and I can't do that and stream, so I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so.